Joel Kotkin has a really interesting piece in Quillette talking about how the coronavirus may accentuate the trend towards growth, population growth, not in megacities, but in smaller cities and suburbs. We may be now witnessing the outlines of a new and necessary dispersion of population, not only in the wide open spaces of North America and Australia, but even in the megacities of the developing world. Much of this has been driven by high housing prices. Megacities our housing prices are too expensive. And online commerce and remote working have expanded greatly, have become much better in recent years. It's a lot easier to telecommute. In places like New York, crowded mass transit systems remain essential to many commuters, while suburban, exurban, and small town residents get around in the sanctuary of their private cars. He's making this point that the transmission of the virus could have been accentuated in areas with high population because of mass transit that is used. It's a little speculative, but we'll know in the future when the numbers come in for the whole virus. Even before COVID-19, the inhabitants of highly industrialized cities like Wuhan suffered shorter lifespans than those in the countryside. I didn't realize that. That was surprising. And since 2010, nearly all population growth has occurred in the urban periphery and smaller cities. That is definitely against the conventional wisdom. He talks about how the creative class, the young millennials, are moving to places like Salt Lake City, Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, and Grand Rapids, Michigan, rather than regions around New York, or more so than in New York and Los Angeles. Very interesting ideas. And this is amazing. In the United States, transit use in most cities is stagnant or even down, while telecommuting has grown rapidly up 140% since 2005. I used to think telecommuting, when it first in the late 90s, oh, this is going to take over everything. It didn't happen. But maybe now that the technology is better, it will become more. And the idea is like if you're telecommuting, if you're going to go work on a computer all day, how's that different than working at the computer at your house? It's a really nice piece. And it basically says property, meaning houses, will be far less expensive and accessible to the middle class if the population dispersed to smaller areas.